Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a sound check, mic check, vibe check, all sorts of checks. I got a lot of really cool things I want to show you today. I've been very busy working on the indicator. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? All good? Okay, we're still putzing around a little bit with the TradeC platform on the left, which is a very easy and simple platform from our friends at Lucid. Use the code EDGE for 50% off with Lucid. They have some very good deals. Their sort of big advantages, this just sort of a one price deal. You buy it, there's no upsell after you pass the eval. If you pass it, it's the same price and you're good to go. So like an all-in package is very good there. Especially when you get the 50% off with our code EDGE. So just be sure to, when you go to Lucid, get the code EDGE. So they have been at the vanguard of this TradeC platform, which is basically TradingView modified on Rithmic. Very simple to use, but really lacks the coding functionality that TradingView has. And that obviously is what what's weighing on my choices. So the only way I can trade this is if I have my indicator on the right and kind of TradeC on the left, and see if we can come in and do the trades. I spent a huge amount of the afternoon really filtering out the whole dots structure, and I'll probably talk a lot more about it tomorrow. But I kind of wanted to give you guys a preview of everything I threw at it into the foray. What I've done is I've eliminated dots as much as possible, except those that absolutely fit my criteria, what I call the perfect dot criteria, which, by the way, of course, is not perfect, but the whole idea is that it's really going to give you as good a chance as you can possibly have in terms of getting a breakout. And so the first thing that I did is I went back to the idea of range. And range, by the way, I think I have to, hang on a sec. I think I need to adjust the range here. Let me see if it's true. No, it's correct. The range now is set up as 30. By the way, look at gold. What a piece of shit I really hate trading gold lately. It's just one false signal after the other. So range is set at 30 candles back. And the whole idea here is if range is below its minimum criteria. In gold, the minimum criteria is 80 ticks or 8 points. It's got to be 8 points wide. And in NASDAQ, the minimum criteria during Asia is 30 points on NASDAQ, and then during New York, it's 40 points. So if the range is below those points, no dots will show, period, because the whole idea of dots is we need movement. We need high to low to be wide. Otherwise, you are just in chop, and that's the first elimination of chop. Then the second elimination of chop is this price progression indicator that I created here, where I talked to you today about how the whole idea that what we want to do is we want to take the dot when the price progression indicator is at least 5 basis points green, and the slope is green. So like in other words, if the dot is green and PP delta is 5 basis points or higher, then you have a potential setup. So now it will only show dots if that condition is met. So there's like a whole bunch of conditions which I impose on the thing. So that's second filter. So we have a range filter. We have a PPP delta filter. Oh, look at this. It just went all the way up here and didn't get me done. And then the third filter that I have in here is you can't have two dots together. So like the first breakout dot is the one I'm taking because the second one is going to have less momentum behind it, right? I mean, you will occasionally get very strong momentum runs, but the general idea is the first breakout dot is the highest probability of continuity, right? So what this does is it creates far fewer instances of dots, but those instances generally tend to be much cleaner and better. Although, as we see with gold, nothing really works that well. I mean, I just barely missed this target over here by, I think, what was the high here? 570 or 570, and I don't know what this line is. The other problem is that it's hard to see the. Hang on. Oh, I missed it by three ticks. Well, there you go. That's what happens. So we'll see if this trade gives in, but we do have a legitimate breakout dot over here. And generally, I'm trying to trade these things with the low of the dot, but I'm really looking to do like $4 stop, $2 target as my volatility wrapper in gold. And we'll see how it goes. So that's basically the whole dots story. Yeah, Apex forbid gold trading. That's why we're trading Lucid with gold with TradeC today. We will be trading Apex on MNQ. And what's interesting here is I want to show you. Oh, sorry. And then the other thing that I filtered out, but you don't even see it here because you need a high volatility candle. But if there's a high volatility candle, it will show you there's high volatility candle, so you can decide if you want to like double your stop and target or just pass it off completely and not do it. So it's got every possible filter that that you could think of that I thought of. You can see right now, for example, Asia session is only 21 points wide, so it doesn't matter what it's doing. It's not giving me any signals because it really needs to expand in order to be able to give us any reasonable signals. Now that's separate from the ORB dot signals, which will be coming up. Actually, they're actually ready. They're ready, right? Let's see where the ORBs are. Yeah, here's the ORB range. We have the Asia session low. We have the Asia ORB break over here. Let me see. Oh, why did this all come out like this? So this is Asia session low, session low, session low, session low. And then I wonder why this is carrying the Asia ORB break. Let me see what this is set to. Session boxes, where's the ORB boxes? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Within session hours only. ORB lines. Wait. What's going on? 17. That's correct. Okay, I guess we're going to mark this from here. This is the high for ORB. This is the low, and we'll see how it's going. And actually, what I want to do is I actually want to remove the dots from here. Let me see if I can do that. Don't show dots. Okay. Okay. We'll just let the BFF dots show dots for us, because we're just going to look at labels over here so we don't get confused. So this is NASDAQ right now with this particular ORB range. If we get into the highs or the lows, we'll try to trade it, and we'll do some session highs. And let's apply the same thing on what happened here? Did we get done? I got stopped out on gold. Okay, wonderful. Let's apply this over here. Asia session low. Where's the ORB? Here's the Asia session. 17, 18, that's all correct. Don't show dots. Okay. Huh. Wonder why it's not showing me the ORB, the ORB session. Okay. Anyways, not too many signals right now. Just kind of very, very quiet. See what what's happening. You can see that basically there's very little directional movement. The PP delta is not going anywhere, and VWAP and the 8 SMA are literally stuck together. So there's very, very little movement. We're going to wait to see if, once it hits session lows, if we can get any kind of trade in gold right now. With NASDAQ, we're also very, very quiet and not having any kind of activity just yet. So during quiet times, this is going to basically keep you out of just chopped out bad trades. The really, really horrendous trades. I actually managed to claw my way back to profitability today after just an absolutely horrendous middle of the day, partly by doing a lot of this stuff, by eliminating as many bad signals as I possibly could out of the indicator, so that we can only have just the best just the best signals we possibly can here. Let me just try to figure out why gold is not showing the ORB lines. Let me see what's going on over here. 18 to 19. Is it? Oh, because gold trades New York. Ah, Jesus Christ. This drives me nuts. I totally forget that gold trades New York and Chicago, and this is why you have to adjust the lines, right? So Asia is going to be 18 to 19. There we go. Ah, fuck me. I totally forgot. Okay, sorry about that. So the reason why the lines weren't showing up was because gold trades COMEX in New York, S&P and NASDAQ trade CME in Chicago. So you have to do 1 hour back. But in New York, according to my hours, I have to do the proper adjustment. So that's why the confusion. It's always annoying to try to organize to the exchange hours. Okay, anyways, not much going on, and certainly no dots. This is the first dot that we had in gold failed. I mean, it went 505 to 507. It actually went, I should have done, I don't know, I guess I got a bad execution. This is the one thing I will say about TradeC that I find very annoying, because the close here was 505.7. The high was, 7. It was just the 7. No, I can't really make an argument. It did not go full $2, so that's it. That's fine. All right, so that's kind of where we stand. Any questions? Just fire away at me. I'll be happy to answer anything. So far, market's super quiet. We're just really not moving. We're dead as a doorknob right now. And same with NASDAQ. Hopefully, we get a little bit of runs at session high, session lows, so we can at least trade those, which are done irrespective of the labels. Yeah, it is like trading view and execution speed. Yeah, it's a super simple platform, and I think that in that sense, I think it's very attractive to people who are just starting out trading. And at first, I was very excited about it, but having traded it for a couple of times, as much as it's annoying to have Tradevate to TradingView, it's far superior as far as just structure and execution. The one thing that I absolutely do love about TradeC is when you place an order, it automatically creates a wrapper, and you can just pull the stops and targets, as you wish. So you can sort of see what's going on over here, in a sense that slope is green, but the price is just very, very flat. So price needs to break to about 5 bips for us to print a dot that's going to be legitimate. Also, now the range has gone underneath the 8-point width. So we're not going to get any dots at all. And that's really a good thing, because most of these dots within these slow ranges are really, really useless. Like, let me show you. I'll show you how this plays out, since nothing is going on replay, and you can really see. So let's do, well, actually, I haven't done gold, right? So, sorry, let me adjust all the stuff here for gold. Because now I have to, for gold, I need New York hours. Okay. Europe stop is, no, it's 3. And it's 9:25. This is 9:30. Oops. 9:30, 1600 hours. Okay. All right. So this is gold now. Right. And yeah, let me just get rid of the ORB for the time being. And also put up. Okay, where's the show range box? Okay. Okay, so here's New York, right? And we're just going to play this forward, and you see the range is opening up in New York, and it's an 8-point range. And here we have a dot that fails, which is fine. But then you have a dot that succeeds, that gives you a really, really crisp, clean move, really good move, actually, like $8-9, obviously, in big New York session. Then you have a high volatility candle. You just ignore that. You see there's no dots over here. No, here's another dot that reverses, because this has just been the day today. $23. So this is actually, I'm trading this with a 4-2, and this would have survived it. You come in at 23, your stop would be 19, and you get out here at 25. So this dot actually works. It's hard to see this. This is 16, and the low here is 14.5. You didn't quite make this one. This dot was good, 22 to 24, right? And this dot was good, survived the stop and came down. This dot was good. This dot was good. This dot was the last one, died. This dot reverses, gives you good results. This dot reverses, gives you good results. This dot reverses, gives you results. You have far fewer dots. They're coming up maybe once every 10, 15 minutes. But when they do come up, they are much more productive for the most part, right? You will occasionally get the flip where it goes dot, then dot reverse. And actually, when you get that kind of a flip, it's a super high probability setup where the short dot gets completely enveloped by the long dot. And the long dot, generally, it means that there was a big reversal of momentum and it came up. Then there's just, no, actually, gold is, surprisingly enough, the range is really held here today. So this was 10, this held the 4, and this came back down to 8. So that works. That works. Big volatility dot here. You notice that when range expands, you're not going to get too many dots, but when they do come up, they are very, very powerful. They give you the good move. And here's the reversal dot over here that also works really, really well. The best dots come with the widest range, right? And that is what this basically, this whole idea filters out for you. That's what it does as far as just filtering out the trades. Let's see what MNQ is doing. Oh, we're going up to Asia session highs. Look at that. 29 points. If range expands to 30 points, and we have a see, this is just not giving you a signal because the range is still too small. But all of the conditions here were actually not bad. 13. This is 13 to 19. This looks bigger than it is. It's just very, very tight ranges. But we also have possible ORB trades, and we can watch those and see if we can do those today. But let's see how they play out. Yeah, but I think he was trading various. I think he was trading. No, it's not. It's not. It's 16 ticks against 80 ticks. 80 ticks is 20 points. So $40. He was trading like $8 against $40, which is really huge. I mean, he likes to trade with very, very high probability, but low risk reward trades. And he has his own method. I'm just basically trading when these dots appear. The structure that I really like is kind of a 2/3. So 20 stop, 15 target, or maybe 5 stop, 3 target, or 4 stop, $2.50 target in gold kind of things. Because then you have a relatively even money bet with still a pretty high degree of probability. But you guys see how little continuity there is in this structure, and you would have taken all these dots, and almost all of them would have failed because they didn't even extend 10 points. It's only if you were trading for maybe 5 points would you been able to try barely to make bank. And this is designed to kind of filter out. It's supposed to filter out all of this very, very rangy, crappy trade. Now, maybe one day we'll try to figure out a way to trade within range. I mean, the way to trade within range is to actually do the exact opposite. To sell the white candles near the highs, that kind of stuff. To buy the purples, which is fine. And that might be like an interesting side trade that we could do during really, really quiet times. But to trade dots, you need explosion, momentum, force, and what I've tried to eliminate all of those dead zones when we don't have that. That's, by the way, why the best trades happen between 7 and 11 o'clock in the morning. Is really from 7 to noon is the best time to trade, because that's the London, New York interchange. That's when you get the largest ranges. The bigger the range, the better the structure in the dots, because it's basically just trading this amplitude. The bigger the amplitude, the more likely we have continuity. That's really what it comes down to. Right now, we're just doing nothing. We're spinning wheels. Gold is also really, really quiet. So no trades for us. I think also because tomorrow is FOMC and PPI. We're going to do, by the way, PPI in the morning and then FOMC in the afternoon. Is going to be a double header. No trade tomorrow night, but we're going to do a double header during the day, which will be a lot of fun. So we're 510 on the ORB high, about 497 on the low. In NASDAQ, it's 2526. $25.27, and the low is 24.993. Yeah, in a trend, you can collect a lot of wins. So that's very important. Astrologer basically saying to you that those are emergency stops. Those are not stops that he takes all the time. If he is like 1 to 2 against, he's get out. He just gives himself room to breathe on the trade, and then have like a maximum emergency get out in case things go really, really sideways. And you see like how in chop, literally almost every single rally dies on the vine, right? So when you have like these big white candles, they're almost always a good fade in this chop environment. The range here is less than 30. When the range is underneath our minimum, it stays yellow instead of green. Whereas if you look at now the gold range also compressed, so everything really compressed. We got nothing. Look how flat everything is. You know, it's totally flat, right? We've been flirting around with this 5,000 level for quite a while. It's really interesting. It looks like, I mean, it feels to me like gold is pretty heavy here. There's support, obviously, but there's very little demand. You can't seem to pull away from the 5,000 for the time being. We're really, really dead, guys. Family Guy, there's no entry, no stop loss, no take profit because there's no trade. We have no signals. We're in very, very choppy territory. We trade momentum dots, and there's very little momentum in anything here. What I've been trying to tell everybody is I created a version where you could eliminate all the chop you can possibly can. There's like they're all user defined, but I clicked them on all as a default where every single dots only if range exceeds minimum, dots only if prior candle is not a dot, dots only if it's not if the volatility is low enough. All of those things are in here. That's only if the PP delta is 5 or higher and slope matches. Coming down to the Asia ORB here, see if we can test that. Moving average delta is 1 basis point. They're basically stuck together. That's the ultimate symbol of a flat market. But the good part is usually when they stick like this, there will be movement because prices always want to separate from their moving average. So, buyers and sellers are going to step up here clearly. We'll see how it goes. Only 5-point range in gold. And that actually is like the single most important thing. That's why I eliminated all the dots from low range environments. every successful dot movement is always a function of range expansion, you know? No, don't use a DER label. It's honestly, the only reason I don't want to take it out is because I already put it in there. Because the PPP label is a much better label in terms of telling you, whether there's continuity. If it goes above 5 basis points, that shows you momentum, right? The only reason I'm not printing a dot over here is because the range is so small that it's not worth it. Like if this range was 8 points or wider, this would be a dot because PPP is above 6. Let's see if we can get a little bit of range expansion here, and maybe it'll finally run, especially to the highs. Hello, hello, hello. I think today especially could be a very quiet day because everybody's going to just sort of sit on the sidelines ahead of FOMC. But I doubt that, Jerome almost never surprises anyone, and I doubt he's going to do anything. I mean, they're going to ask him a ton of questions about Iran, and oil price and everything else, but he's going to say it's transitory, and we're going to have to see if we really need to step in, blah, blah, blah. I doubt he's going to say anything material. That was a big sweep over here of liquidity that kind of died out. Let's see if they break the highs here. I think we go to session highs, to ORBs, and maybe have a trade here. NASDAQ is even better than gold. And if nothing else, this shows you why I eliminated all this stuff, right? Because if you had all these dots in here, they would all be sort of a false move one after the other. Because none of them have any continuity behind them. Range is still small, so it's not going to give you a dot. Okay. All right, Earl. I'm glad you're rocking with 3 XFAs. All right, we'll see how it goes, guys. What do you guys think the PPI is going to be like? Let's take a look tomorrow on the counter. Let me just also see what gold is doing. See, look at that. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards, just doing nothing. The best thing I can do here is not trade for you guys because there's just literally no movement. All right, let's see what the prognosis is tomorrow. CPPI, they're looking at a hot number. And core is expected to be 8. Wow. That's really hot. X food is going to be 3. We'll see. There was a period, I posted this today. I don't know if you guys saw this on my Twitter. Let me show this to you. It was really just insane. This is my day today, by the way. Look at my day. I took it down to 900, and then by the end of the day, I finally, by eliminating every single bad dot, was able to bring it back up. But what an ugly, ugly day, right? Only started trading better at around 1 o'clock. So this is what I said. In the last 2 hours, we only had 2 candles greater than 20 points in NQ. This basically means that we only had 10 basis point moves just 1.6% of the time this afternoon. These are the days that really try scalper souls. They do, but if you put in filters, at least not to play in the game when it's not there for you. I'm trying to see if they could run the session high, session lows of the ORBs. Yep. Well, it's not just the PPP. You see, the PPP, you're having it all manual. I automated this whole thing. I created a switch, which this is what I was telling you, Keith. I created a switch that only allows dots if PP delta is 5 or above, and slope is green or slope is red, depending on the candle. And that's just one out of like 3 or 4 gate automations that I put in there, including no dots if there is no range greater than 30, no dots if there is if there's a dot beforehand, because you want to take just the first big move on the trade. So like a whole bunch of gates that you can open or close depending on how loose you want to do. See, we're starting to move, and this is actually not a horrendous setup, but I don't have a dot here mainly because the range itself is so muted that it's keeping me from taking signals. Like if I were to undo the range, where's the range? See, if I undo this, you would see some dots, right? Why am I not seeing dots? Oh. There, see, starting to show some dots finally, because I made it much looser in my criteria. But you see how unproductive it is. It just sort of dies. It doesn't have any extension here. And this dot was only good for, oh my God, this wasn't even good for 5 points. It was 19 to 22, and then it crashed. That's why I put in all these filters, because they're really not worth pursuing if they don't have any volatility. Gold has now budged off the 505 level. It's been this level for last hour, right? Nobody sweeping, nobody doing anything. By the way, let me play this for you. This is what I want to show you. You really see this in MNQ. This is what I mean. So we have like, let me set up the MNQ criteria here. Range must be 160. Okay, let's see if this works. So you see it starts showing dots, by the way, big volatility dots, but that's a very, good dot. This dot fails, but this dot is great. Range still stays pretty large. Here's a volatility dot. Do you want to take that? If you take that, usually I'd be taking mine with 20-15. You'd have to take this one with a 40-30 kind of a structure, right? So 62 against 102 on your stops. I think eventually it does work, right? And here's another stop. Here's another dot that produces just clean results. Here's another dot. This is a dot that hits the bottom, which is natural. And then we reverse. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I have this correct. I need the only other thing I wanted to do here was, yeah, price progress at 5. That's correct. Okay. Here comes a dot. And that moves higher, right? Then we come into, this has a, now I have this, and I need it on different range basis. Oh, this would be 825. This would be 830, 1500. Okay, there we go. So this dot gets stopped, but this dot has nice continuity. This dot kind of dies. This has good continuity. This has good continuity. Then we have a dot here, dot here. You see these start, as you get trendiness, they start selecting the good quality dots. This still has trendiness, has good quality dots, right? Now we have a reversal dot. That's a good quality dot. And then after that, it's just going to start. This is it. This is it. We make, making money on these last final moves. And then it's going to die after 12. Here's another dot. This is good for 99, about 10 points, which is where we want to go. And now it goes into the absolute dead range, and there's no dots. There's just no dots because it's not worth it. Oops. Sorry, what did I just do? Okay. Hey, Tom. Yeah, 8 p.m. Maybe we get the Shanghai Open. But it doesn't seem like we really look at gold. Gold has been 505 literally for the last hour. It's just been a dollar trade. PPP is at zero basis. This tells you the whole story of completely a non-active market, which is fine. But that's the whole idea, is you shouldn't be trading it if it's not active. I will say that, if you're really kind of bored and you want to trade in this chop market, what you do, remember, the white candles and the purple candles are what I would call the extreme candles. They are they pull away from the moving average. And if you're sort of sitting in this tight little range, then every extreme, like 2 consecutive extremes, is probably a pretty good fade. You could have sold 209s, maybe got to get 5 points against them. Here you could have sold the 22s and definitely got some money back. Here, if you bought these purples, you bought the 8s, they were 12. It's not much. But here, if you bought the 1s, you definitely had a pop a little bit higher. So if you really, really want to create trades that are non-momentum trades, then you do the exact opposite. You sell the extremes. And of course, the great thing about the dots indicator is that it can show you a different type of, the pull away extreme. The pull away trade then becomes a nice clean fade trade for very, very small, kind of like a five target, 10 stop type of trade. Maybe even a 4 target, 10 stop type of trade where you're just really, really not doing much. I mean, we can fool around with this in sessions to come, because now that we have the really good filter and we know that it's a tight range, we can try to make lemonade out of lemons and extract a few pips and a few points out of it. But for now, not much really going on. See, in gold, even let's say, this is 505. This is a big spike that, yes, if you faded this, you would have come out. But here, 506 just dropped right back to, 505. It's really, wow. It's a whopping $2 move here. Just nothing going on here. We're going to see how the 8 o'clock trades, maybe 8, 10, 8, 15, see if there's anybody comes in and wants to do anything. If they don't, then, we'll just we'll reconvene tomorrow when hopefully we get a little bit PPI action and everything else. Yeah, I haven't published this filter yet because you guys remember I started with 17. This will tell you how many rewrites I did this afternoon. I was at 30. I did like 17 rewrites on this, trying to get a lot of stuff worked. There's still a small bug on the volatility function that I want to clean up. But once I cleaned up, I will release this as a filter, and it'll be really, really good. And then I will eventually do the dots ORB. I think the dots ORB can have to wait till end of the week, maybe Friday release. Because again, I still need to clean up a few things. Or maybe I'm just going to simplify dots ORB to just the levels, and that's going to make it a lot easier to issue it. We'll see. I mean, the range trades are independent of any momentum because they're magnetic by definition. So it's just a matter of getting all this set up properly. Wow. Have you ever seen such dead money? I mean, literally $1 in gold, up, down. That is really dead money. Alien is on his planet. He was smart enough to figure out that Tuesday night ahead of FOMC is not the most active session in the world to trade. Man, how was your day today, astrologer? How's your day, Keith? How clean? Everybody, did you guys have a good day, or was it really, really choppy? I showed you my equity today. It was a miracle that it actually eked out a small win. Yeah, no trade today. Is that because you were just gone from the computer, or because it was just choppy as hell? There was no movement. Look at this. Zero delta on moving averages, zero. This is we need to screenshot this. This is literally the definition of a dead market. Zero delta on both, or one delta on one. Wow. That's impressive. Well, if nothing else, you guys know how to tell if it's a flat market, right? You have the indicators. Oh, the other thing you can do, if you're just stuck in this range, and again, that's the thing, you never know ahead of time if the range is sticky. But if the range is sticky, you can just basically try sell above mid, buy below mid, right? Just like the old good old fashioned price action. Sell white above the mid, buy purple below the mid, and give yourself 10 points of price action and see if you could make money. I mean, that's a cool way for us to do it when nothing else is going on. That I know you guys don't have the ORB, but like once you have it, you'll be able to put that mid on there. Yeah, you're smart. You're smart. You were smart to quit at 11. I stayed on till the bitter end, but the only advantage of me staying on till the bitter end was I was able to create all these filters for us that will help us not to trade during shitty markets. Actually, you know what I'm curious about? Let's look at, so okay, let me put the ORB on here. I'm just curious. What was the story here? No, the range was wide enough that you couldn't do this. You can't really sell below by, it was just too big a range. See, here we're getting dots, dots, dots. We had movement. I'm just trying to get to the when the range got start to get really, really choppy. Here it is. So range gets choppy. I wonder we could put a mid on the range too. That's interesting. I could add the midline to the range. And then just buy the purple underneath the mid, sell the white below the mid. So once it gets like really tight, that's actually not a bad idea to extract a few bucks. You buy this 96, it's like 20, give yourself 20, 10. So long as the range is basically less than 40, comes back, you sell the white. But no, here it comes out, that pops up. This is the end of the day though. It finally comes out. So like once it breaks, it goes into the green territory, that game stops. But the tightness actually was fine. Let me get rid of the ORBs here for a sec. Okay, he was a flat, really, really flat range. put the mid over here, sell the white above the mid, purple by the purple. Yeah, I think I'm going to add overnight before I release this new version. I'll put a mid on the range when the range is below our minimum standard. We'll put a midline on here, and then you could just simply see if we could, sell the whites above the mid, buy the purples below the mid as a mean, just kind of as a mean reversion version, and give ourselves even more possibilities for scalping. Now, once it goes green, then you forget the whole thing. You just let it go. You don't trade it. But then once it gets back into contraction, like here, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's in the green. Now this is all good breakout time. See how the expansion of range expansion really, now we contract. Now we contract, and now we can try to trade the below. Here's another good example of contraction, right? Let me see. Let's just, yeah. Sell the white here, 49. Comes back down to 43, 41. See, you make 5 points. Where's the mid on this thing? The mid would be like right here. So you would buy the 26s. Comes down to 9. Does it come back up? Nope. Now it breaks down to the range. So eventually the mean reversion is going to fail, but at least it's just going to fail once as the range expands. In the meantime, if it just stays up and down, you might be able to get something going. Well, I definitely can get something going here today. Nothing really going. We're almost at 8 o'clock. So if we don't have any movement in the next 5-10 minutes, we'll just call it a day today. What's the most I try? So it's a 10-20 or a 20-40 stop. Let's say 40 would be my max. When I have a high volatility candle, when it has like something like this, which is a large candle, and I need a 40-point stop, that's what I would do. This candle is more than 20 points. And if I was trading it, I'd be trading it maybe 40-30 or 40-25. So that would be like the most I'd want to let it go. $8 o'clock, starting to move down. Maybe we're going to get the ORB run here. Let's see. Yep. Well, starting the run. Let's see. Did I want to run the highs? Try to squeeze people at the high. Okay, this is actually a volatility candle. This candle tells me that it's a 20-point candle or larger. So that's like the biggest candle this whole session. See, it pops, it prints like a little volatility X on the candle. Trying to see if you can go to the green session highs, the Asia ORBs. Gold is really dead. There's nothing going on. Wow. You ever seen gold this dead? I've never seen gold this dead. In Asia, especially. All right, this is popping up. The only reason it's not printing a dot is because the range itself is too narrow for us to trade in. But maybe we get expansion to the upside. Maybe they want to pull it to like 25, 30. Buyers coming in. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you know, within this tight range, if you didn't have any filters, you could take some, you know, white dot, green dot reversals. But you see how quickly it just dies on the vine, right? So little that's why I just decided, you know, not worth taking these really tiny little trades. Oh, gold actually starting to pop to the session highs. All right, let's get interesting. Gold is trying to get into the ORB zone. They've been dead, dead, dead. This is 8 o'clock. They're finally starting to lift it. All right, gold takes out ORB break. Asia ORB break in gold. Let's see if it holds and confirms. No, confirm. Asia session high. And there we go. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There's the Asia session high break. At least we got the ORB trade done. Confirm, break, breakout. Nice clean trade. Now we'll see if what's NASDAQ doing. Well, NASDAQ is also coming up. Let's see if NASDAQ wants to do an Asia session ORB trade. Asia session high, ORB break. I actually want to make this 90 because in Asia we can do 30 points. All right. Oh, I should have. Oh, I should have had the 30-point move here. Oh, this was dumb. All right, that's fine. Oh, and I had to move. Sorry, I had the wrong range settings. I had a 40-point range. I should have had it at 30. This would have been a good signal for us. Sorry, I missed that little dot. Still trying to get used to this new version of the indicator. Okay. So we have an Asian session high and no confirm of the ORB break. We're only going to go on the confirm if you get it. Break the other way. Can't hold it. ORB confirm. 45 seconds left. Let's see if you can hold it. And if it breaks down and closes below the Asia session high, I'm going to short it against the highs. Four seconds up. Okay. Let's see if it gives us any continuity. There we go. And we got a nice, just clean, tight, tiny little trade, and just much higher, much bigger breakout on the trade. I was just trading very, very small, just to show you the whole progression. But you can really see how the setup, works itself. You hold the high, you hold the break, and then you break out, and it just really, really breaks out now. Super, super high, strong move, right? Also had the dot over here, which confirmed it. So just gives you few, but really selective trades, right? And actually would have had another trade here if I had these settings correctly done. We just waited out the chop until we finally, and you see how range expansion creates opportunities, right? Okay, so here's my other favorite setup. We haven't done the POC reverse. I love, this is what we did today. Show reversal POC. So we made fresh session highs. Once we break the point of control to the downside, that means we have a nice reversal in the trade. So I have this as essentially my reversal signal here. How's gold doing? Not a lot, right? Let me put the POC on here too. POC reversal. That's all the way over here. It's at 12. So if it comes down, we'll try to sell it over there. Now the POC is at 38. But it's cool to watch the highs, right? Yep, Asia turn, opening break, trade working really well. Yep. And everything, is annotated now, so it can really easily follow the whole thing. Taking out the 50s. Let's gold at 12. Point of control now at 46. Still printing all those Asia session highs. Oil drops, yeah. Any news on? I don't see anything new on Iran. They killed that guy today, which is great. The head of IRGC. What is this? Headlines. Not much. Oh, nothing really hot. All right, let's see if we can break this point of control here at 46. There's a lot of labels here. I know it's hard to see, but this is what we're looking for. If this candle closes below this line, it'll be a good starting level short for us. Basically, a session high reversal. Still holds that level. Holds that dot level. Breaking through now. Go to my 92 account. We'll just trade it from there. Got to make sure that it stays below 46. I'm not pulling the trigger until it does. All right, sell market. And we are short here. And almost there. Come on. Very close. And that was a nice clean reversal with the point of control trade. Very, very clean, right? So, despite not a lot of trades, all the trades we took were clean. Missed just a couple. Missed this trade over here. We took this trade over here. I, did not let the Asia session highs take me higher because I'm just not good at trading the momentum. But I waited patiently for the reversal trade, and that was a nice clean trade right then and there. So all good, right? Everything looks good for us. I'm gonna run, guys, because I gotta go take care of the little one. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we're gonna do PPI, and then we're gonna do FOMC 2 to 4. Okay, so double header tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I see even the sell signals are starting to really work a little bit now. Perfect. Very happy with the new setup. I'm gonna try to get it fine-tuned overnight so you guys can have it for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.